A beautiful day dawned, filled with sunshine and birdsong. Michael Casper, the picture of responsibility, sat down to tackle his taxes. Coffee in hand, he booted up TurboTax, but a jolt of ice ran down his spine as an error message flashed on the screen. Someone had already filed a tax return under his name. Frantic, he dialed the IRS hotline, hoping for a quick resolution. Instead, the news left him stunned. Not only had his return been filed fraudulently, but a refund was being deposited into an unknown account that very day. The IRS, citing taxpayer privacy laws, offered no details about the account or the perpetrator. Faced with the potential loss of thousands of dollars to a shadowy criminal, Michael felt utterly helpless. The mystery. Undeterred, Michael embarked on a mission to expose the culprit and reclaim his stolen funds. He scoured the internet for answers, eventually landing on the IRS's Get Transcript website, a potential path to unearthing the truth. But another hurdle awaited him. An account already existed in his name. Determined, Michael didn't flinch. He unearthed a lesser-known form, the 4506, which allowed him to request tax transcripts despite the IRS's initial reluctance due to privacy concerns. For a $50 fee, he could potentially pierce the veil of secrecy. After a few agonizing days, a stack of transcripts arrived. Finally, Michael could see the extent of the scam. Nearly $10,000 vanished, deposited into an account at First National Bank of Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, reports of Get Transcript issues began to surface, raising red flags about potential irregularities within the IRS's online services. Unfazed, Michael enlisted the aid of the Williamsport Police Department. A dedicated investigator joined forces with him, and together, they followed the money trail. It led them to a young woman, a student at a Pennsylvania university. But as they soon discovered, she was merely a pawn in a much grander scheme of fraud. The Mule. In the narrative unfolding in March 2015, within the confines of Pennsylvania, Casper and his astute investigator found themselves embroiled in a perplexing case involving a young woman ensnared in a web of financial deception. Their intention was to convene with her to delve into the intricacies of a suspicious tax return. However, what transpired during their encounter surpassed their expectations. As the conversation unfurled, the young woman exhibited a remarkable level of candor, revealing the details of the pecuniary windfall she had recently received. She attributed this influx of funds to her purported employment with an international company, elucidating her dire financial straits and her consequent pursuit of alternative means of income. Her journey into the realm of online job hunting led her to a seemingly innocuous Craigslist advertisement, which promised lucrative returns for ostensibly simple financial tasks. Intrigued by the prospect of quick cash, she acquiesced to the terms outlined in the advertisement, which entailed receiving money into her account, withdrawing it, and subsequently dispatching it to a destination in Nigeria via Western Union. Little did she realize, however, that she had unwittingly become entangled in the nefarious machinations of cybercriminals, serving as a conduit for the illicit financial transactions. The astuteness of Casper's investigator swiftly illuminated the intricacies of the scheme at play. It became evident that the young woman had inadvertently become a pawn in the realm of money muling, a practice wherein individuals, often unwittingly, facilitate the transfer of ill-gotten gains on behalf of cybercriminals, thereby enabling the latter to evade detection and maintain anonymity. This revelation underscored the symbiotic relationship between cybercrime and the utilization of money mules, with some individuals coerced into complicity through manipulation and deception, while others, like the young woman in this instance, stumbled into criminality unwittingly. However, even as Casper and his team engaged in a dialogue with the young woman, a parallel narrative was unfolding within the corridors of the Internal Revenue Service, or IRS. An ominous specter loomed over the agency in the form of a colossal security breach, one that would soon entangle Casper, the young woman, and the intricate web of deceit they had unwittingly become ensnared in. This breach would ultimately precipitate a seismic upheaval within the IRS, disrupting its operations and prompting a fervent quest for accountability and resolution. The true scope. In May 2015, a cybercrime ring exposed a major vulnerability. Criminals exploited stolen taxpayer data, likely from a 2014 hack of TurboTax, to steal millions in tax refunds. This underground market, known as the dark web, offered a treasure trove of personal information. Hackers sold entire identities for a mere $100, credit card details for $15, and even tax information for as little as $4. The criminals meticulously built profiles using the stolen data, then used the IRS's Get Transcript website to access even more tax details. This exposed a gap in security, as evidenced by Michael Casper's inability to access his own transcript. Armed with this comprehensive information, the criminals filed fraudulent tax returns. Over $50 million was stolen, funneled through money mules in Africa, Eastern Europe, and China. This elaborate scheme, orchestrated remotely, exploited the US tax system and innocent citizens. The breach's true scope, affecting over 700,000 people, and the involvement of a possible Russian cybercrime group with international collaborators were even more concerning discoveries. The aftermath. The 2015 IRS hack exposed critical weaknesses in the agency's cybersecurity, leaving taxpayers vulnerable. The IRS faced harsh criticism for its inadequate safeguards and lack of communication with victims. Millions of dollars were spent on improved security and free credit monitoring for those affected. Lawsuits arose from stolen information used in fraudulent tax returns. The hack also shed light on money mules. These individuals unwittingly aid cybercriminals by transferring stolen funds. However, as the IRS case demonstrates, money mules are often part of a larger criminal scheme and face significant legal repercussions, including lengthy prison sentences. Key takeaways. Be cautious about sharing personal information online. Avoid job offers promising easy money through international transactions. Practice good online safety habits like deleting cookies. Remember, staying informed and vigilant can help protect yourself from tax fraud and other cybercrimes. And if you like this video, click the next one shown on the screen. I'm sure you'll like it. Thanks for watching.